We are back again with another video here, and this time today we're going to be talking about my main camera setup for 2025, and this is it. So for those of you who aren't new to my channel, you know that the camera I mainly use nowadays is the A6700, but a recent update which I haven't posted or anything is this lens. It's the Tamron 17-70. It's not a new lens. It's a pretty old lens, but I'm going to give you some of the reasons why I still found and bought this. First obvious reason, it's an APS-C lens. So APS-C body A6700, it's perfect for it. Number two is also an important reason because up until I got this lens, I've been only using prime lenses. And the reason is because the prime lenses work well with the work I used to do. And then I started getting a broader scope of work, getting different projects. So of course, I decided to myself that I need to get a zoom lens. The reason I got this was the fact that it can go as wide as 70. I can use it for real estate shots. I can use it for group shots. And then if I want, go really close to 70. By the way, just for those who are watching this video, this is not going to be a technical aspect of this lens. I'm not going to be explaining the technical points of this because, as I said, it's an old lens, so there's just so many videos there of people explaining the specs and functionalities of this lens. This video is mainly my explanation of how it's been useful as a real life scenario. And by the way, guys, for those who are new to this channel, my name is Daryl Eakin. I'm a videographer, musician, photographer, and this channel is a mix of all three. I just try to give my opinions on certain gear that I've got or I've tried, and I hope whatever information I've got for you guys is very useful to each and every one of you. So if you guys are still with me until this video, I do hope you subscribe and like and comment on this video as well. That would mean so much to me. One of the main reasons why I got this lens is I accepted a recent project regarding photography of an optical shop, specifically their products, so their sunglasses and eyeglasses. I do have my own light box to set it up, but the problem is that time I had the Sony G Master 20mm 1.8, so I had to either go really close to the subject, but still, even though you go really close, it's quite wide, so you still get a bit of the edges of the boxes. Unlike with this, you set up the tripod at a normal distance, zoom it up to maybe 30, 35. You get that good compression and you get the edges out of the way. When you're editing, when I'm editing in post, there's no cropping or anything done. So let's get to the third reason of why I got this lens. Filter thread is the same as the 20mm that I have, the f.8, so my ND filters fit perfectly on this. So even though I do shoots outside, I have something prepared. I didn't have to buy anything else. And fourth reason, of course, is also another pretty obvious reason, is the fact that it's a zoom lens compared to the prime lenses with a constant aperture of f2.8. Back then, when I would do shoots for documentaries, podcasts, I would have to set this up at a fixed angle, move the tripod back and forth. But there are times when I do these podcast shoots where they're not just sitting down, or you can actually call them more like documentary shoots. So if there were times when I need space or I need to go near, it's me physically moving back and forth. But with my most recent documentary shoots, yeah, it's just a simple twist of this and you're good. So it's more convenient compared to having the prime lenses and changing it back and forth. If there are those that are thinking that you won't get that same depth of field because it's just f2.8, but you have to remember that when you go to a closer or higher zoom distance, so let's say 70, and you're at a good distance, it gives that same depth of field. I won't be explaining all that reasons into detail, but that compression, that blur. So when you're at 70, it doesn't matter if you're only at 2.8. And I'll be honest, ever since I got this lens, it hasn't left my camera, actually. I haven't taken it out ever since. I even had this project recently where I shot a ladies salon. It's the first time I've done that as well. So even that, getting those close-up shots, the wide shots to show the whole process and go into detail and show the actual hands of the manicurist or the lady putting the eyelashes, everything was caught perfectly with just this lens. I'd say the fifth reason I got this lens would be that vibration compensation, or VC as Tamron calls it. I hope I'm correct. So it's kind of like Sony's OSS on their lenses. That's why you get these really good smooth shots, even if you're handheld, if you hold it properly, if your camera also has the in-body image stabilization. Along with that VC of this Tamron, it's perfect. I always check reviews on products before I buy them. By the way, I got this as secondhand here where I'm staying, and I got it for a really good price. Even though it was selling at a good price, I always do check products before buying them. I spend at least a week making sure that if it's the right decision to do. I did see a lot of videos about people complaining about the softness of the lens, or when you're at 50 and above, it's a bit soft. But for me, the thing is, like, nowadays everybody watches their videos, looks at pictures through their phone. So that isn't much of a problem, well, personally for me, where people would pixel peep in every single photo they scroll to. And of course, for the work that I do, this is more than capable of handling everything that I need. So that's it, guys, for the short video. I hope you enjoyed me sharing my thoughts on this lens and getting it on 2025. If ever it's available to you still in this year, wherever you are, I do hope you get your hands on one. Because I personally believe that it's not always about having the latest and best gear to give out your best artistic point of view. As they say, it's always in the hands of the shooter. It's not always with the gear. So as always, folks, I'll see you in the next video.